The weather here is kind of cold. How is yours?
Now, let's talk about the geographic excuse. When a long-distance double life is finally exposed and the entire house burns down to the foundation, the person holding the map will inevitably use the map as their primary shield. They will sit there, looking entirely defeated, and claim that the miles between you were just too much to handle. They will tell you that they just couldn't survive through a screen anymore. They will frame their betrayal as an absolute biological necessity, as if they were just starving for human connection and the distance forced their hand. But let's completely destroy the absolute audacity of that defense mechanism right now. Because you are a human being too, aren't you? You have the exact same biological needs. You are in the exact same long-distance relationship. You feel the exact same screen fatigue. You experience the exact same time zone difference. You know the exact pain of the missed calls, the quiet weekends, and the unbearable, suffocating loneliness of a Friday night spent staring at a cold phone while everyone else in your city is out living a physical reality. But somehow, you manage to survive the loneliness without taking off your clothes for someone else. Think about where you were while they were out dismantling your future. You were likely sitting on your couch, watching a movie you've seen 10 times, turning down invitations to go out because you wanted to make sure you were available for a 10-minute video call before they went to sleep. You were guarding the relationship. You were operating under the assumption that the rules still applied, even when you couldn't physically enforce them. You didn't construct a second life to fill the void. You held the line. You did the actual work. You sacrificed the temporary convenience of the present for the promise of the future you were supposedly building together. This is where the cold reality actually sets in. Because the most terrifying part of this entire situation isn't the physical act of the betrayal. It is the realization of what the distance actually exposed about their core character. The miles between you didn't create the infidelity. The geography didn't force them to lie. The time zone didn't push them into another person's arms. The distance just removed the surveillance. They view morality as geography. To them, loyalty isn't a core value. It is merely a conditional boundary that only exists within a 5-mile radius of your physical body. The moment they cross state lines, the moment the time zone shifts, the contract becomes void in their mind. You need to understand that they were only loyal when it was convenient. They were only faithful when you were physically present to act as the warden. The absolute millisecond the geographic babysitter was removed, their true character activated in the dark. And the most cowardly piece of this entire puzzle? If the distance was truly too much, if they actually couldn't handle the screen time, they could have acted like an adult, ended the relationship, and let you go. But they didn't, because they didn't want to lose the emotional insurance policy you provided. They kept you locked in a digital waiting room, investing your time, your energy, and your absolute loyalty into an illusion, while they were busy building a physical reality right down the street. So do not sit there and let them convince you that the miles between you are to blame for this. The geography didn't force them to cheat. It just gave them the perfect cover to hide their own supreme selfishness. You cannot rebuild a house when the other person was intentionally burning down the foundation every single night. The miles are not the problem. You just finally found out who they are when no one is watching. And they will blame everything and everyone except themselves. So, I want you to think about it.